productive. Just went for a walk and I need to stretch. I figured I'd stretch outside. Well, everyone's coming on. Do a little morning viewing. So nice. This is like the best season, honestly. Best season. Best season. Oh, yes. Let's see. See, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. One of these days, I'm going to turn on the waterfall. Let's see how the water's doing. Oh, it's nice. It's not too cold. Not too cold. Yeah, what else is it doing? Mm, hello, roses. Hello, roses. Oh, wow. This one's starting to come out a little more. This one was just a bud like this one a couple days ago. There's been a family of hawks, red tails, that have been, I think, like their young ones, have been learning how to. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. I just went for a walk and I'm like, I wouldn't mind going for a dip. Um, there's a family of hawks that's the juveniles are um, learning how to hunt, which is cool. I need to stretch. So I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit and just stretch because I need to stretch. Oh, it's important to stretch. It's important. It's important. They're coming to hang out. Hi. I'm just stretching. We're just getting started. My hair's all crazy. We're just getting started. I'm stretching because I just went for a walk. Hello, hello. Just waiting for folks to come on. And we're going to do messages for the day. I'm just stretching right now. Just waiting for homies to come on. Figured I'd do it outside so you guys can enjoy the view. Look at that. Look at that beautiful view. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's go inside. That was enough stretching. Tuckered me out. My lemon tree? I don't know what I'm doing with this thing. I should probably trim it or something. It's got some flowers going. Ow, on the camera. How's it going, everybody? Where are you coming in from? Let me know. Where are you guys located? Where are y'all located? Hi, David. What's going on? Hi, homies. What's up? Oh, I need water. How's everybody doing? Where are you guys coming in from? United States, not United States. I should do something with my hair, but whatever. Whatever. We're going wild today. Going wild and disorganized. You all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. Ooh. Oh. Welcome to my office. Welcome to my office. Ooh. I'm short. Oh, happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We just hanging out. We hanging out. We hanging out. I'm gonna see what the message is for today. What is the message? that serves us in our highest and greatest good. See what's going on. See what's going on. See what's going on. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello, hello. Let me know what's up. Let me know how you all doing. It's Wednesday, y'all. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, and I need some Aquaphor for my lips because it's a little dry outside. It's a little dry. Who wants a message? What's a message? Hi, what's up? How's it going? Welcome back. Welcome back. You want to give you 200 gift. If you don't know what that means, sir, Kenneth, Mr. Kenneth. So I'm gonna take my cards out. Sorry for my voice. It's a little raspy today. It's a little raspy today. Hi, Dolores. Hi. Sup, sup. What's up? Sup, sir? Nisat. Am I saying that right? Nisat. What's up, y'all? How we doing? How we doing? You know, we're gonna pull a card for the day. We're gonna see what's going on. See what message we need to hear as it starts our highs and greatest good, because we out here doing our best. Out here doing our best. As always, as always. And if you want a card, if you want a message for yourself, then please, please let me know so I can pull a card for you. Okay. So I'm going to just pull a card right now for us, for whoever's watching, whoever's seeing this, as it serves your highest and greatest good in the highest and best way, baby. Let's see. All love, all support. Please and thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, okay. Ah, that's a good one. We attract, I'm going to read it out loud for you because it's backwards for you. We attract what we are. Therefore, dreaming is a journey within. What inner beliefs are still restricting you, putting you down, and making excuses that hold you back from your dreams? Ooh, ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one. We we started out pretty strong today. What is keeping you? What is that barrier that's telling you that you can't, right? That you can't. I was just talking to a client yesterday, and we're talking about the voice in our head, the voice that says you're lazy, see you're not good at what you do, all these things, right? That voice is, in a terrible way, but it's true, is trying to help you in some way. That voice comes from when we were little that said, this is going to keep me safe, which is not great. It's not great to hear that, but it's true. And if you want to know, sorry, I'm just cleaning my camera because it's a little dirty. If you really want to understand what it is that's keeping you from here and there, if you really want to understand what's keeping you from here and there, you have to actually hear that voice, and not hear it as in like give it validation, but you need to hear the words because you need to understand what it is exactly, right? That negative voice is telling you, because that will help you understand where your true conflict is. Okay. We can last very long. We can last very long just going about our business and pushing the negative voices aside. But at a certain point, we're going to reach our breaking point. Okay. That's unfortunate, but incredibly true. At some point, we're going to reach our breaking point. The question is, will you be ready and available to do the work to dig even deeper? because we can only really go so far depending on how deep we allow ourselves to go. Okay. Remember that. You can only go as far as you are willing to dig deep. Okay. And when we dig deep, what happens? It's denser, it's harder. It's the same idea as when we're leveling up in an organization, in responsibilities, right? You have to learn how to have harder conversations. You have to learn how to have harder conversations before you can have bigger responsibilities because the stakes are higher. Are you willing to have those harder conversations? And what is keeping you from being able to have those harder conversations, right? What is keeping you? Hello, Prince. What's up? How's it going? Let me know if you would like a card. You would like a message as it serves your highest and greatest good. The message that you need to hear. I am a personal and professional coach, and I work with professionals. I also work with individuals who are either going through major life transitions, transformations, trying to unpack with themselves, or trying to get further in their life personally or professionally. And also neurodivergent individuals who are, going through the self discovery and self acceptance of their neurodivergence. You like it? Fantastic. Would you like a card? I can get a card for you. General message, or do you have a question? Totally up to you. General message, general message, or specific question as it serves your highest and greatest good. Let me know. Mm, Moderator. Moderator? What's moderator? Give you blue. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Lighting on. Oh, blue moderate. I don't know what that means. Oh, I just turned on my green screen. No green screen. This is cool. Look at all these cute little additions. These are some cool additions. I'm just going to upload it to your channel as unlisted. Huh. That's pretty cool. Why would I give you moderator, my love? Why would I give you moderator if I don't know you? Oh, look, these really cute. Oh, they just touched me right up. Do you see that? See that? They made my skin flawless. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you. All right, let's do a message. Let's do another message as it serves our highest and greatest good. What is the message that we need to hear as it serves our highest and greatest good in the highest and best way? Please and thank you for anyone who is listening. Ooh, I love it. This is so funny because we're literally just talking about this. So I just pulled from a different deck, and this is the Eight of Coins. Now, this card is literally about the work. Okay. But it's about the work that lends more responsibility, growth, right? This is about vocational growth. See this gentleman, he's in a tie and he's like looking at his work and he's trying to do better, right? He's on the path of growth. Okay, path of growth. So what does what does that mean in relation to what we just talked about, right? That means that you are in a place of growth. You are in a place of growth. Right now, you are in the middle of a place of growth, and you have to give yourself grace. I feel like there's something that we have a tendency to do. We have the drive, we have the focus, we have the fortitude, and we have the want, right? We have to remember, if we're not getting the results we want, what did we say before? You have to dig deeper, right? You have to dig deeper. If you want to go up higher, you got to dig deeper, right? Child, we're going to have to remove you. Sorry, darling. This is gross. Y'all. Okay. Um, so it was just distracting. But you're going to have to dig deeper if you want to go higher. Okay. You're going to have to dig deeper if you want to go higher. Remember that. Okay. And it takes time and it takes effort and it takes intentionality. Uh, you don't have to, my love, Mr. Super. You don't have to. That's totally fine. It's free will, my darling. This is about take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay. Um, you know, it's so funny. There's this phrase, trust the process. Trust the process. I don't say trust the process. I say tolerate the process because it's gonna happen. Right? That's for the process though. For myself, you know, it's totally up to you. Totally up to you. No judgment, baby. You do you. So what's cool though is that we just had another card that was literally all about, allowing yourself to do that self reflection of what is the belief system that's holding you back. And it seems so simple, this concept, right? What is the belief system that's holding you? What's holding you back? What are the excuses that you give yourself? But the work is in sitting with it and actually maybe writing it out. This is why a therapist is really good, or somebody that you can have a sounding board with, because they can tell you kind of what they're hearing, right? What they're hearing. With yourself, if you just have yourself, what's really nice is, I mean, you can journal and you can also just do that intentional work of sitting with the thoughts, sitting with the thoughts, right? And actually having the conversation with yourself instead of just having the thought, feeling the feelings, and then feeling, right, held back and then moving away from, say, opportunity. But taking the time to sit with the thought. Just had this conversation with a client yesterday. Sit with the thought, sit with the idea, sit with the narrative and understand what is the narrative that's coming through, right? What is the narrative that's coming through? We can say, like, it's the top level, it's usually something like, you know, you're lazy, this, that, the other thing. Okay. It's like very, this is usually where we dilute it to. But if we sit with it and we have a difficult conversation with it and we try to understand what is that feeling? What is that feeling that we're having? Is it a feeling of uselessness? Got slightly interrupted for a second. um, but sitting with that, I was comparing it to, if you have somebody who has say they have diametrically opposing views and belief systems from you. And so you have a lot of feelings about their thoughts, right? It's the same as that. Having the courage to sit down and actually know what it is and what are the feelings that are truly coming up, the feelings that are truly coming up for you when you're having that conflict. You got to sit with it and ask yourself some self curious questions. Where do I feel this in my body? Right? Am I feeling physically unsafe? Am I feeling emotionally unsafe? Am I feeling mentally unsafe? Am I feeling like my values? This is about my values, that I'll be judged. Am I afraid of being judged? Am I afraid of not being important enough? Am I afraid that someone will laugh at me? right? Giving yourself the opportunity to sit with what it is that's going on when you're having that narrative of this is not possible or I can't do this thing, and allowing yourself to sit with, you're going to learn so much about yourself. The higher you want to go, the deeper you have to dig within yourself. That's what the self exploration journey is. That's what the self development journey is, right? Is you are digging to see what you got going on. What are you working with? Okay, what are you working with? And this is all about growth. This is all about when you have that intentionality and you have that focus and you just, that resilience, you just keep going, just keep going. You're going to get the reward. You're going to naturally grow. You're going to naturally be in a place where you have more experience so that you can apply it for more. Okay. That's life, baby. That's life. That is literally what life is all about, is seeing every experience that you have as valuable and as part of the full package of you, and how you can then apply those resources to the next thing. The burnout and the self doubt comes from the fact that every day is new. Every day is new, and ambiguity is scary, right? Ambiguity is a scary place to be, but you're worth it. You're worth it. You're totally worth it. Okay. You're totally worth it. Let me know if you want a message for yourself. Anybody wants a message for themselves? I have, I got a little bit more time left. Anybody wants a message? Hi, everybody. My name is Pilar. I am a personal and a professional coach. I used to do just readings, and I also was in the gaming industry and the tech industry for um, like 15 years. And I worked with executive leadership, I worked with cross departmental leadership, production, creative engineering. And I love working with people. I love working with people so much so that I was kind of better at working with people than I was working with projects. And so I went off and started my own business where I take personal and professional clients, and help them through whatever they're going through in a holistic way. And it just so happens that I'm also spiritually attuned. It's just a language I speak, just a language I speak. And it's a holistic way of looking at life. So you want a message, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask if you want a message for the day, if you want a message, you need guidance, if you need support. Um, we can also do like a meditation. Honestly, we can do a grounding meditation. If you haven't been outside lately, even if it's not pretty out there, I always say, I'm like, you just go out. Why? I keep getting kicked off a little bit. So apologies for that. Apologies. Let me just maybe this will help. So yeah, so we're just hanging out. Um, I don't know if anybody else has been experiencing allergies, but it's been a doozy. I will tell you that much. It's been a doozy. So yeah, I'm going to. I feel like a meditation is really good. Um, can go through a meditation. I was just explaining to another client yesterday about breathing techniques and how breathing works. And when we're feeling stressed out, how we can use our breathing to our advantage. And actually, how we breathe when we're under stress can be um, can tell us a lot. about ourselves and like how we're experiencing that stress and um how our autonomic system is wired to respond to stress. So what's interesting about breathing is that we exhale and we inhale, right? And when we exhale and we inhale, it's actually using two different functions of the brain, which is really cool. When we inhale, it's our sympathetic system. It's part of our arousal system, our fight, flight response. And so when we inhale, right, it's creating adrenaline. There we have like a choice what we want to do. Our amygdala can be sending a signal of burnt toast. You know, you smell burnt toast, like what's going on. So that's our sympathetic system. And sometimes when we're really stressed, we want to take in more air. Right? And that can create a sense of adrenaline, which is essentially telling us there's something to be worried or concerned about. So then the question is, what do we do with that? Right. And then we have ultimately a choice. Do we want to run? Do we want to fight? Um, do we want to freeze? Right. And then our exhale is actually part of our parasympathetic system, which is really interesting. So our parasympathetic system is part of our autonomic system. Like we don't control that. But what's interesting is we do control our breath, right? But when we exhale, there's all that stuff is just happening. So when we are focusing on our exhale versus our inhale, we're almost telling our system like it's okay to calm down. Like it's okay because we're not engaging the adrenaline, we're not engaging our sympathetic system that's telling us to like go, go, go. So when we're feeling stressed, okay, when we're feeling stressed, something that really helps, if you're not aware, is something called box breathing. Okay, box breathing, and you can think of it, there's the sides and then there's the corners. Okay, and then when you hit a line, you're either inhaling or exhaling, and when you hit a corner, you're holding. Okay, you're holding your breath. So I'll try to draw and we'll do it together. So, and you do it for 4 seconds. Everything is for 4 seconds. Okay. You can increase it 6 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever works for you. But 4 seconds is kind of like the baseline. So inhale 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. And you continue doing that. Okay. And it's supposed to help regulate your system. Okay. It's supposed to help. That doesn't necessarily help for everybody, but it's a good start. And the reason why is also depending on if you do have a tendency to, you, this breath starts to really go when you're having an intense, right, trigger to your arousal system, which is your amygdala. You're feeling like there's danger, you're having a response, there's something that you need to be fearful about. Okay. There's something that may be endangering you. Okay. You two be playing with me today. You two be playing with me today. Um, with that being said, um, another nice exercise to do if you're having a panic attack, or if you're experiencing like an extreme fight or flight response, another exercise can be naming the different things around you. Okay. And that is so that you realize and understand, like, you are safe. You are actually safe, right? You are safe, and you're not in immediate danger. Now, if you are actually in danger, you should get out of there. Okay. Ask for help. But if you're having a panic attack, or if you're experiencing, you feel like you're starting to spin out, okay? Remember what is around you. Remember what's around you, okay? Plants, desk, floor. How do your feet feel, right? How do your hands feel? Okay. That's also called the proprioception. Okay. Proprioception is like feeling where your body is in relation to its environment. Okay. People who are neurodivergent or on the spectrum, proprioception they can have poor proprioception or just high proprioceptive needs. Um, I definitely fall in that category where I'm always doing this, right? If I'm not working, if I'm not in session, I'm always doing this. Or when I'm in session, sometimes I'll squeeze my hands, like while I'm thinking. Hmm. Hmm. Not like an evil, like, no, it's more like, but yeah. Hi, everybody. What's going on? Let me know how you're doing. Let's unpack. If you need a message for the day, let me know. I can pull a card for you. And we're here. We're just holding space for anybody who needs it. We're here. We're here holding space, baby. Baby, baby. But yeah. Let's see here. For anybody who watches this afterwards, we can also do let's see here. Da-da-da. Let's see here. Let's see. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're gonna pull a stress less card. Okay. Stress less sounds like a see here. Stress less. Sounds like an infomercial. Stress less. Let's pull a stress less card as it serves our highest and greatest good. What is the message we need to hear? Please and thank you. And if you want a message for yourself, please let me know so I can pull a card for you. Ooh, love this. This is backwards, so I will read it to you. Do it in slow motion. Do it in slow motion. When you feel stressed, try doing something in slow motion. When you do this, you will notice you're concentrating on it more intensely. When you are concentrating, you will be more present, and being present reduces stress. Huh, there you go. When we slow down, right? Usually, what we want to do is we want to pick it back up. We want to go as fast as we can. But when we slow down, okay, when we slow down, we're forced to be much more present. It's like when someone says, how do you walk? Right? And then now all of a sudden you have to think about how you walk. Like, this is how I walk. Right? But it forces us to be in the moment. That's actually why a lot of people they'll do things like jujitsu or play soccer, or they'll get into something that's like a sport that forces them to be present and in the moment because of that, right? It helps you be and forces you to be more in the moment. Okay. When you're more in the moment, you are more grounded in your reality versus in the story that you're telling yourself. Right. And sure, it's absolutely important to know what is the hello. Oh my goodness, YouTube. What is going on? Maybe it's my internet. It's probably my internet. It's got to be my internet. I mean, what other thing could there be? We have great internet. Don't get me wrong. I got some pretty dope ass internet, but I don't know what this is. But there you go. Cool. Let's do, we are halfway through the week. We're halfway through the week. What is the lesson or the vibes? We're just talking about doing the work, progressing, the work that it takes to progress. That if you want to go higher, you have to dig deeper, right? Either professionally or personally. Okay. Depending on what it is that you want to do. It really is a matter of, right? What do you want to do for yourself? And what do you want to envision for yourself? A lot of times we are held back by allowing ourselves to envision what we want for ourselves because we're scared of what it'll take going deeper. That's scary. That's a scary place to be, right? It's a scary place to think of what else we need to work on when maybe we already don't feel like perfect individuals, which I hate to tell you, you're not perfect, boo. None of us are. Oh, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. So let's see, for this week, we're going to pull one more card as it serves our highest and greatest good, please. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we're going to just see, like, for this week and for the rest of this week, right? Just keeping in mind this theme. And what do we need to keep in mind as part of growth? Okay, as part of this phase of growth. Oh my goodness, y'all. It's doubt, doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Wow. Wow. I release the need to know all the answers. Dang. Dang, dang, ding a lang, dang, dang, dang. Oh my goodness. I release the need to know all the answers. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? This is a big one. This is important. This is part of it. We were just talking about ambiguity, right? The fear of the ambiguity, the fear of what it is. Well, what are we packing? What are we packing? What are we working with? That's a big fear, right? The ambiguity of it all. But this is saying, I don't need to know all the answers. I sure as hell don't have the answers. I sure as hell don't have the answers. But this is the need to know the answers. This is the need to know the answers. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one. When we are on the path of growth, when we are on the path of self development, when we are on the path of trying to do better, okay? When we are on the path of trying to do better, we want to know the answers. We want to know what we're getting ourselves into. We want to know, is this going to work out? That's not the point. That's not the point. And that just proved it. It is not the point to know that you will go exactly where you want to be. What's more important is that you will embrace the process through which you will gain experience and you will gain self knowing. And that is so vitally important. It's worth more than gold. Okay. Let me tell you something. I was just telling a client, any boss, even a mediocre one. Okay. We're not talking about vindictive outliers here. Okay. Any boss, even a bad one, even a boss that's not necessarily good at their job or not good at managing, just doesn't have an experience or whatever, any boss wants simply two things. They want someone who's capable, not perfect, capable and self aware. If you are capable, it means that you are working towards your potential and you are focused on that. You want to do good. You want to work at or better than your potential. That's someone who's capable, right? They want someone who's capable and self aware. Why? Because when you don't do something to perfection, which will happen because no one comes into a job and is just like, I'm perfect, right? There's again, there's always going to be a point of failure because that's the law of probability, right? Nothing is 100%, nothing is guaranteed. So, what they want is someone who's capable and someone who's willing to admit when they could have done something better. That's a dream employee, someone who's capable and self aware. Okay. Somebody who wants to do good, is striving towards their potential and beyond that, and understands when they could have done something better and calls themselves out on it. They give themselves the feedback, right? Self aware. And then, there's everything else kind of is supporting to that. But ultimately, if you have someone who's capable and someone who's self aware, we you have a lethal blend for any manager. They go, I want that. I want that. Like, say I don't know anything else about this person, but I know that they're capable and self aware. I'll take them in a heartbeat. Take them in a heartbeat, right? And then the question is a good culture fit and, styles of communication and blah, 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 all this stuff. But if they are capable and self aware, that's a recipe for success. It's a recipe for success. Okay. So I'm going to end it there because I don't know when YouTube is going to be like, gotcha, bitch, and kick me off again. But yes, thank you for hanging out. I hope that was awesome for you as it was for me. And we're just started doing this. So if you come on and you see that there's not a lot of people on, it's okay. It's all right. We're just starting out. I'm just starting out. I'm just starting out again. I used to go live all the time. And then I had a baby and then I had another baby. I have a business that I have to run. Oh my God. But I love doing this. I love going live and I love like having like an open door sort of like open office hours almost. So yeah, so we're gonna keep doing this. And if you have any questions, if you need anything, feel free to let me know. Hit me up on my socials, in the comment section, whatever it is, whatever it be, boo. So yeah, so there you go. All right, y'all. I love you. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're already perfect. And you got this. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.